Hello everyone, how are you doing? It's Sunday night in Japan, and I hope you're having a great weekend. So, this week was really ups and downs for me, and I couldn't accomplish my goal for the week because I couldn't practice the speaking by sharing um, the videos with you guys on YouTube. So, if I would evaluate my learning attitude for the week, the score would be lower. However, I'm determined to practice the speaking every day, so I gotta roll up my sleeves again and focus on my learning. Yeah, I'll do my best to practice every day next week. And today, I'd like to talk about patriotism in Japan and masochistic view of history in Japan. So basically, this video is going to be about the Japanese history in recent years. So first of all, do you have patriotism in your country? And do you love your country? And at the same time, have you ever heard of masochistic view of history? In Japanese, we say jigyaku sikan in Japanese. So, yeah, it's the very opposite word, like patriotism and masochistic view of history. And regarding Japan, overall, like in general, we we do not have patriotism about Japan, but we do have masochistic view of history about Japan. So we really show how much we love Japan, and it's kind of taboo to mention the patriotism about Japan in here, which is sad for me because now I know how great Japan is, and I love Japan and I'm proud of Japan. Yeah, however, yeah, there are a lot of complicated problems in Japan in historical um, from the historical views of point. So yeah, Japanese people very tend to um, yeah, Japanese people don't realize uh, how great Japan is yet, and even if they realize it, they are not they are reluctant to say that they love Japan. And yeah, so first of all, I want to explain about masochistic view of history. um, but For people who have never heard of masochistic view of history, jigyaku sikan, this view of history means that people uh, people are thinking that their countries are a bad country, and their country is a bad country, and they have to, like, their countries are something that, like, they have to keep apologizing for everything they've done in the past, such as the war, or like the ruling over some countries, and like some other heinous behaviors, heinous acts against other countries to make their countries bigger and to spread their own territories. Um, so it's basically, um, in masochistic view of history, people are not proud of their country. Yeah, they have no pride in their country. So yes, and especially in Japan, there is a very deep, um, masochistic view of history, very strong masochistic view of history, and yeah, so that's why over generally Japanese people are having negative thoughts about Japan. So, yeah, like masochistic view of history began to spread after the World War II in Japan, and yeah, yeah, as many people know, Japan lost the World War II, and we were still an independent country after the war, but like America came to Japan and controlled Japan. Um, so yeah, since then, Japanese people have been told that, um, no, it's not related to America, uh, but as a fact, we, like, America won and Japan lost in the World War II. Yes, yeah, and yeah, since the World War II, at many schools, at the schools in Japan, the textbooks, like, started to teach Japanese students the negative sides of Japan, and those textbooks try to let students not, like, believe that Japan is a not good country. And yeah, yeah, I remember that in our textbooks there are so many, like, topics. There were so many topics that saying how awful what Japan has done in the past, and um, yeah, and there are less information about saying about, like, there are less information that telling us Japan is great country. So there's no, the textbooks do not compliment Japan. Yeah, so children who learned from those kinds of textbooks, when they grow up, um, yeah, of course, they their mind, like their thought about Japan is not uh, something that is proud of Japan. Yeah, so it's been more than 40 or 15 years. About it's been more than 30 or 40 years after the World War II. So this trend still continues. Yeah, so Japanese people are still mm, suffering from uh, like patriotism. We we've not mm, we've not been able to feel proud of our country yet, and yeah, we still think that Japan is a bad country, and yeah, so this is a masochistic view of history. So compared to other countries, I do feel like Japan is more uh, is a less patriotic country, is a less patriotic country, and hopefully someday this view of history will be fixed, and I want um, I'm hoping that someday we can, like, many Japanese people love Japan and say how much they love Japan in public. And yes, and um yeah, and I'm so glad that many people here, like, I've received a lot of comments saying that you are interested in Japan and you love Japan and you want to know more about Japan, and this makes me happy a lot. And yeah, and I proud of Japan. I'm proud of myself who was born as Japanese. So I want to I want you to know more about Japan, and I want to make you fall in love with Japan, fall in love in Japan. So yeah, yeah, if you are Japanese, I want you to realize how wonderful your country is, and Yes, like I've been talking about, what I've been talking about so far is came from the books that I read in the past. So, um, some information might be incorrect, yeah, because this is based on my knowledge. So, please, yeah, please take it, um, grain of salt. Um, then, yeah, actually, yeah, I prepared like the paper to examine the national anthem of Japan uh, as a Japanese lesson, but I don't think I have time to talk about it. So tomorrow I'll talk about national anthem of Japan. Yes, and yeah, this is a sad fact, but I often hear that recently, these days, some schools in Japan are not willing to sing national anthem of Japan because, and I think this is kind of related to the masochistic view of history in Japan, and yeah, which is really sad. And luckily, when I was a student, we did sing national anthem in some special occasions such as a graduation ceremony or some sports festivals, like at the opening ceremony, at the sports festivals. So I'm so sad to hear that some, yeah, some people like are choosing not to um, sing national anthem of Japan. Um, yeah, I'll explain about the what national anthem of Japan is saying tomorrow, and it's a beautiful. Uh, it's got very beautiful lyrics, and yeah, and you would realize that our national anthem is very different from your country's national anthems. Uh, yes, so yeah, that's it for today. Um, I hope I could tell you uh, like my love about Japan, and yes, and thank you for listening and have a good day. Bye.